story for this AVP game is set around 30 years after the events in Alien 3, the movie. And the Weyland-Yutani Corporation that features in the previous movies is still very much force in the galaxy, and they've set up a colony on a remote planet called Freya's Prospect. And in the process of doing so, they've discovered some evidence of an ancient predator civilization, and they naturally begin to dig it up and uncover some alien eggs and start experimenting. And as you can imagine, the experiments go wrong somewhat. The colony is overrun by aliens, and the Marines are sent in to save the day. And the predators get the alarm call that their ancient site has been desecrated, and meanwhile aliens are loose from the laboratory. So you've got all three species there, all in one place, all with their own agenda, and our game pretty much picks up from that point. So the story in our current AVP game isn't directly related to the story in the previous AVP games, but it's consistent with it. But our main touchstone is the movies thus far. We've got our exciting new multiplayer modes coming up in AVP, and we've got full 18-player multiplayer on all of the three platforms, which includes two-way and three-way species and interspecies team games. We'll be revealing more about those modes in the coming months, but I can also reveal that we've got a really exciting 4-player cooperative mode called Survivor, where you can play with up to 4 US colonial Marines, trying to survive as long as you can against oncoming hordes of AI-controlled aliens. That one's a blast, I can tell you. The single-player campaign is split into 3 campaigns. They all form part of a larger whole, but the player is entirely able to choose which of the 3 species they want to start playing the game as, which of the 3 campaigns they want to play, and they can play each one of those through all the way to the end before starting the others, or they can chop and change between them if they want. It's all about player choice, and you'll get a different perspective on the story depending on which way you go around playing the game. Balancing the different species for online play is obviously something of a challenge because they're all so different, but that's one of the strengths of it as well. They each have their strengths and weaknesses, so we're paying obviously particular attention to that to make sure that each species is given a fair shot at winning in a fight. But some people worry that perhaps the alien is underpowered because he doesn't have weaponry, but the fact is the alien is really lethal at close range as soon as they get up close to you, and they can move really fast, they can climb on any surface, so it's all about like stalking their prey, leaping in at the last moment and getting them. And I can tell you from personal experience, when playing as the alien, you certainly aren't underpowered compared to the other species. And playing in matches in the studio when we're developing it, we already have factions within the development team that all prefer one species or the other. Everybody's got their favourites, and everybody gets very attached to them and doesn't feel they're underpowered at all.